The 2021 MLB All-Star Game voting has came out. In today's video, I'm going to react to that 2021 MLB All-Star Game voting. The All-Star Game voting needs some changes because the All-Star Game voting, it's been the same. And people tend to vote for their favorite player. And that's what I don't like here. Don't vote for your favorite player. Vote for the players that deserve it. It's clear that a lot of people just went in, voted for their favorite player, and went on, which is not good. You must do better. Please vote for the actual player that deserves an all-star appearance, not the player that you like the most at the position for either the AL or the NL. Or say you're a Royals fan, you're going to vote for Whit Merrifield. You're going to vote for whoever that's on the Royals. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it shows that second base here. And we're going to show the all-star voting and who are the finalists for the all-star voting right now. And it's not good. We are going to look at that in today's video. But before I get into this video, 88% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So go ahead and get your life together and hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like on this video. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into the All-Star Game voting here. We have, okay, there is our top 5 vote getters. Oh, crap. All right, so here are our top 5 vote getters. So at number 5, you've got Fernando Tatis Jr., 4 Mike Trout, 3 Salvador Perez, 2 Ronald Acuna, and 1 Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Ronald Acuna are very deserving of the top 2 spots. At number 3, though, Salvador Perez seems incredibly crazy to me. Salvador Perez, yes, has had a great season and is the best catcher in the AL. Very deserving of an all-star spot this year. But that does not mean that he deserves the 3rd most votes. Yes, he's had a great year. 277 batting average, 18 home runs, 47 RBIs this year. But still, this is incredibly crazy for him to be in front of players like Fernando Tatis Jr. I don't know about Mike Trout. I don't think that Mike Trout's really an all-star this year. I didn't vote for him. And why I didn't vote for him was because he hasn't played enough this year. He's been injured a lot, and the last couple of years, he's starting to get a reputation of being injured every year. And Tatis has played 15 less games, but that doesn't matter to me just because he's been that above and beyond in those 15 games. So Perez is incredibly high here. 3rd for him is too much. It's too much. The designated hitters here in the American League, I don't have a problem with this. You've got Ohtani first. Definitely has to happen there. JD Martinez and Jordan Alvarez. This is probably exactly where mine would go. Ohtani definitely deserves it. Not to mention that he's the best hitter on the Angels right now. He's the best pitcher on the Angels right now as well. He definitely deserves it. As good as JD Martinez and Jordan Alvarez have been this year, he still deserves it over them. For catchers for the American League, it's quite obvious that Salvador Perez has won that. But Martin Maldonado at 2nd was the one that really sparked a lot of conversation. And I totally agree with it. Why it would spark some conversation. I think that Mike Zunino could definitely should get some recognition here. And if we're going to put him into the conversation, we have to put Sean Murphy in. Both are hitting for low averages, but are still hitting for power this year. For Mike Zunino this year, 206 batting average, 16 home runs, 33 RBIs. And he's really known for his defense. If you can get any hitting out of Mike Zunino, then you're really going to be feeling good. Sean Murphy as well has been good this year in 64 games, 10 home runs, 39 RBIs, and a 218 batting average. Now, Zunino has played less games than Murphy this year, and that's simply just because of Francisco Mejia being on the Tampa Bay Rays. So, I don't understand Martin Maldonado being 2nd, especially in front of Yasmani Grandal, who's 3rd here. Yasmani Grandal has been hitting this year. Now, he's not hitting for a high average at all. He's hitting for literally a 177 batting average this year, 12 home runs, and 31 RBIs. But still, he plays good defensively along with his hitting for power. He's not hitting for average, but he's still getting on base quite a bit as well. Now, for the NL, this one is really frustrating to me too, because if you look at the National League, you've got Buster Posey at number 1. That's no problem to me. Yadier Molina and Wilson Contreras. Now, the thing is here, Yadier Molina is kind of crazy to me. Yes, he is good defensively, and he's always going to be good defensively. He's got 7 home runs, 31 RBIs, and 254 batting average. But one player that I'm like, why is he not on here? It's Omar Narvaez. Omar Narvaez has had a great season for Milwaukee. A 301 batting average, 7 home runs, and 23 RBIs this year. There's no excuse for Omar Narvaez not being on this list. Same thing with Will Smith and JT Realmuto. They're all snubs of this list. I would say JT Realmuto, maybe Will Smith more than JT Realmuto. It doesn't matter. But still, these are snubs. Like, I don't really know about Wilson Contreras. Now, Wilson Contreras, 13 home runs, 30 RBIs, and his 227 batting average. Like, he's hitting for a low average. It's different in the American League than the National League just because that the American League does not have as many good catchers. At first base for the American League, you've got Vlad Guerrero, Yuli Gurriel, and Jose Abreu. Now, it seems criminal to me that Matt Olson is not on this list. Matt Olson has had a great season for the Oakland Athletics, and he's improved a lot since last year. And nobody's talking about him just because the A's are in a small market, and not a lot of people talk about the Oakland A's. He has got to be on this list. There is no excuses for him not to be on this list for me. Matt Olson has been really, really good this year. So for Matt Olson this year, 20 home runs, 53 RBIs, and a 296 batting average. No excuses. What about Jared Walsh as well? Like, where is he on this list? He's played just in about every game. 75 games played this year. 18 home runs, 52 RBIs, and a 281 batting average. Now, I know Yuli Gurriel's hitting for a significantly, really high average with the 333 batting average. But Matt Olson's more deserving because he's hitting for not only a good average, which we never have seen from Matt Olson before, and power. There is no excuses for Matt Olson not being on this list here. No excuses. And now I understand Vlad Guerrero being one, absolutely deserving. Jose Abreu as well has had a down season. I'm not sure why he's on this list either. Like, I know there's a lot of White Sox fans that love Jose Abreu out there, but he's not had that great of a season. 12 home runs, 53 RBIs, and 241 batting average. He's not had near the same season as he did last year. Like, if it was up to me, it would be Vlad Guerrero 1, of course. At second, I would go with Matt Olson. And then 3, Jared Walsh would be my picks. For the National League here, you've got Max Muncy at first. That's exactly where it should be. Second, Freddie Freeman. That makes sense as well. And then third, you've got Anthony Rizzo. Now, this makes a ton of sense here. There's nothing wrong with the NL side of things here. Moving on to second base, this is exactly how it probably should be as well. Simeon's got to be number one here. If you don't have Simeon as number one, you really need to rethink your baseball fandom because you clearly have just not been watching games this year. Jose Altuve at number 2, definitely. Jose Altuve is gonna be a backup in the All-Star game this year. He's not gonna get a spot on the starters, but still. And yeah, but the NL side is really where a lot of people are mad, and I understand. Ozzie Albies at number 1. People are fine with that. There's no problem with Ozzie Albies being there. Second's Adam Frazier of the Pirates. I don't totally agree with this one. And Gavin Lux third. Gavin Lux third, though, is where people are drawing the line, and it's the same exact thing with me. I don't think Gavin Lux has been the best second baseman on his team this year. I think that Chris Taylor's been better than he has been this year with 10 home runs, 37 RBIs, and a 265 batting average. I think he's been better this year. But Jake Cronenworth not being on this list is just not okay with me. He's got a 287 batting average, 12 home runs, and 33 RBIs this year. There is no reason why he shouldn't be on this list. Absolutely no reason. Jake Cronenworth has to be on this list with as good of a season as he has. And it's not like he's on a bad team. He's on a very, very good San Diego Padres team. Gavin Lux is not deserving of even a finalist of an all-star spot. He's not even the best second baseman on his own team. This is horrible. It's got to be better. This is a key example. You see how many Dodgers fans there are in the world. And this is why he's on here. Horrible. Shortstop here, American League, Xander Bogaerts, Bo Bichette, Carlos Correa. Absolutely what it should be there. For the National League, Tatis at number 1. If Tatis is not number 1, I would have lost it. Second, Javier Baez. No. Third, Brandon Crawford. Maybe. Brandon Crawford provides a lot defensively for your team. And that's not going to show up on the stat sheet, obviously. That's just not going to show up. Javi Baez, though, has hit for power this year, and he has had a bit of a bounce-back season. But still, Javier Baez is just about the same player he's always been if we're really looking at it. Javier Baez has always been a power hitter. He's got a 228 batting average, always hits for a low average, 18 home runs, and 47 RBIs this year. Now, as second base for the NL, another player that was left out, in my opinion, is Ryan McMahon. I voted for him for the All-Star game. Thought he would at least be in the top 3. But for the NL here, a lot of people are saying, why is Trey Turner not on here? And I totally agree. Even as a Braves fan, Trey Turner is so good. He's going to steal a ton of bases. He's going to also hit for power and hit for a high average every year. He's got a 309 batting average and 12 home runs and 36 RBIs this year. There's no excuses for Trey Turner not to be on this list. Absolutely no excuses for him not to be on this list. Tim Anderson could be a bit of a snub in the AL for the White Sox, but absolutely no excuses here. Trey Turner should be on this list. Third base for the American League, you've got Rafael Devers here, Alex Bregman, and Yoan Moncada. This is probably where it should be here. I think Devers is first, and then that's probably it. I know a lot of people voted for Moncada, but I think I voted for Devers, if I'm not mistaken. For the National League, you've got Bryant, Arenado, and Turner. This is the top two's right. Like, Bryant's been better than Arenado this year. I'm glad we didn't get that one wrong. I know there's a lot of Arenado fans out there and a lot of Cardinals fans out there. But we got this one right. So, yeah, you got that one right. Now, Machado's been good this year, but he still had a bit of a down season. Longoria has to be a bit of an honorable mention here. And Eduardo Escobar, who's been coming up in trade talks recently, possibly to the Chicago White Sox, definitely has to be an honorable mention on here as well. For the outfielders here, this is hard to draw the line. For the American League, oh my. For the American League. So the American League at number 9, you've got Randall Grichuk. 8, Alex Verdugo. 7, Cedric Mullins. Please. Cedric Mullins needs to be in the All-Star game. And this is what I'm getting sick of. These smaller market teams that are bad are not getting any credit. Their players are getting no credit. Nobody is talking about Cedric Mullins, who has had a great season. Now, if he was on another team that, like the Yankees, everybody would be hyping him up way more. Cedric Mullins has a 311 batting average this year with 13 home runs and 28 RBIs. There is no excuses for Cedric Mullins not being on this team. Teoscar Hernandez is understandable. Adolis Garcia, why is he not on this team? Michael Brantley's hit for a high average this year once again. But Byron Buxton, no, is not the third best player. He literally played like 15 games this year. And we're going to put him third on the All-Star voting? No. Aaron Judge at 2 makes total sense, and Mike Trout at first. I don't totally agree with that. I don't know that Mike Trout deserves an All-Star game this year. So my 3 starters here, Mullins should be 1. Judge should be 2, and Garcia probably would be my 3. Yeah, but the National League was where the Snubs really started out because 9th, Mike Yastrzemski, no. He's literally not been that great this year at all. At 8th, you've got Jack Peterson. No. Once again, Bryce Harper, then Juan Soto, Chris Taylor. No. Mookie Betts and Jesse Winker, Nick Castellanos, and Ronald Acuna. I'm glad they've got the top 3 right, but you can't leave out Brian Reynolds off this list. He's got 13 home runs, 44 RBIs, and a 312 batting average. This is another example of what I'm saying. A smaller market team that's horrible. The team's horrible, but Brian Reynolds has still been really good. And put some respect on Brian Reynolds' name because he's been really, really good this year. So yeah, that's the All-Star voting this year. It's a joke. It's a joke. This year again. We always talk about snubs and stuff, and it's just incredibly bad this year. I know that people, there's a lot of people that just go out there and vote for their favorite players. I don't agree with that, but that's what people are going to do. And it's kind of like if you don't like it, you don't like it. So yeah, that's the 2021 MLB All-Star voting finalist. It's got to be better. The power rankings will be out tomorrow, if you're wondering. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications, because like I said, 88% of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. So go ahead and get your life together and hit that subscribe button, turn notifications, and leave a like. Thank you for watching.